Hello, this is the walkthrough video for Challenge 18, NoSQL Challenge Social Networking API. I will start with the technical acceptance criteria. I need to show that I'm using the Mongoose package. You can see I imported Mongoose here in the package.json. We come to connections here, importing it here, and connecting Mongoose to the MongoDB database. I need to demonstrate that I have the correct models. I have the user model here. The body of the user model is created with the criteria outlined in the module. With username, email, I'm referencing the thought model for the thoughts and the user model for the friends. The thought model also has a body that was used based off of the criteria from the module. And let's see, I have the reactions subdocument here for the reaction schema. And I need to demonstrate that I need to start the server. So you just come to the git bash CLI npm start. That should connect to the server as localhost 3001. If we open up Insomnia, here we have the routes that I've created for the challenge. We can start with users. If I go to get users, if I do that, it should be empty because I just started a new database. And let's see, if I want to create a user, we just go to this route here. Let's go ahead and create a new user. We'll just put in a name here. And let's put in The Last of Us. Let's go ahead and make this request. It looks like it was successful. We get a 200 OK. We go to get all users, go ahead and send. And here you can see that we have the user that we just created with the email that we just created as well. Let's create another user. We'll name this one something different. All right, and let's get a new email here. All right, let's go ahead and send that. Looks like it was successful. We can get all users, and then it shows that we have both users that we just created. Let's go ahead and get one of them by ID. So let's just grab this one that we just created. We'll copy that ID. Go to get user by ID. We're going to copy or paste, the user ID here in the URL. We send, and it looks like it was successful. Yeah, and there it is. We have the person that we requested, Virgil Tibbs. This is the ID that we just pasted up here in the URL. So this does work. Let's go ahead and see if we can update a user. I'm going to go ahead and create another one. Let's see here. Let's just do username test and make it easy. We'll just do test@gmail.com. We'll go ahead and send. We should have 3 users here. 3, the one that we just created. Let's go ahead and I'm going to copy this user ID. Go to update user. We want to indicate which user we want to update. So I'm putting that user ID here in the URL. Let's go ahead and we'll just keep the same name, but we'll change the email to, we'll keep it to this. It's going to be better@gmail.com. So we'll go ahead and make this update, and we can just go get all users. And there you can see that the email was originally test@gmail.com, but we updated it to better@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and see if we can delete this user. Just copy it one more time just in case. This is the user ID. You go to delete user. We're going to copy that ID here in the URL. We're going to send. We get an OK. We go to get all users. We should see this one user deleted once we send again. And as you can see, it works. We deleted that user successfully. We still have 2 users left. Let's go ahead and try to get all thoughts and create all thoughts. We don't have any thoughts right now, so if I send, yeah, we have nothing in the array. So let's create one, and we already have one here for Virgil Tibbs. We'll keep this. They call me Mr. Tibbs. That will be the thought text that will be posted for this user. Let me just make sure that I have the correct. I'm just going to copy this just in case, because it needs to be exact. So copy that. We're going to create thought, make sure that the username matches. There we go. All right, if we send, looks like it works. We got 200 OK. We get all thoughts, we can send that, and it worked. So we have this thought that we just created. They call me Mr. Tibbs. It has its own ID. If we go to, let's just get all users. If we send, we should see an update here in the thoughts array. And there you do. We have it for Virgil Tibbs. This is the thought text that we just created. Let's see if we can. Let's see. We were able to get all the thoughts. We created a thought. Let's get the thought by ID just to show that we can. Well, maybe we should create another one just to show that we can get the thought created by ID. So let's create a new thought. This time we'll do one for Pedro Pascal. I'm just going to copy his name here just to make sure. So we're going to create thought. Paste that into here. Let's change the text. We'll change it to keep quiet. Oh, actually, that's not how you spell quiet. There we go. Keep quiet. And let's go ahead and send. Looks like we get an OK. Let's just take a look at all the thoughts that we've created. And there we have 2 of them, the one that we created before and the one we just created. And we can just look at users. We should see an update here with Pedro Pascal. And we do. We have this person's thought, and we also have this person's thought. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get thought by ID. Let's go ahead and grab the one that we just created. So we'll grab the thought ID here. Go to get thought by ID. We're going to paste that ID here in the URL. We send. You can see that's the thought that we just created. So the getting thought by ID does work. Let's go ahead and let's update a thought. So to update the thought, we need to make sure that we have the correct thought ID. We're gonna let's update this one, the one that we just created. So make sure that we have this one copied. Update thought. We're gonna paste it here, and let's change the username to Pedro Pascal, and we're going to change the text to, let's just say, we had keep quiet. This time we're going to say stay down. All right. And we had the ID, the thought ID pasted up here. So if we send, we get 200 OK. Looks like it worked. Let's get all thoughts. So let's send for that. This is what we had before. So we send, and it's successfully updated. Let's go ahead and let's just look at it in terms of users, and we get that. And see it updates there as well. So we were able to get thoughts, create, get the thought by ID. We just updated a thought. Let's see if we can delete that thought. Let's make sure we get the right one. Look at all of them. So this is the one we just created or updated. Copy that one. We're going to delete the thought. Make sure that we put the thought ID here in the URL, the one that we want to delete. Let's go ahead and send. Looks like we got a 200 OK. We get all thoughts. Let's send. And we should see this one disappear. And we do. We just have one more thought left by Virgil Tibbs. So able to get thought by ID, delete thought, update thought, create thought, and we're able to get all thoughts. Let's see if we can create a reaction to one of these thoughts. We only have one left. So we have this one. Let's go ahead and react to this one. So to create a reaction, we need to make sure that we have the correct thought, and we'll have to put the username who created the reaction. So let's see here. We want to get this thought ID. So let's copy this. So we'll copy that. And we're going to go to create reaction. We want to put the thought ID here. This is the one that we want to respond to. This is the thought we want to react to. And let's see here. What do we want to put? Oh, make sure that we have the correct username. We'll just say that it's Pedro Pascal who is creating this reaction. And let's just say I'm just making something up. Great thought. Let's just say that. Okay, so we have the correct thought, hopefully, here. Let's go ahead and press send, and we get 200 OK, and it looks like we get the update right here. Here is the thought that we wanted to react to, and here is the reaction body with the username, Pedro Pascal. This is the idea of the reaction, or the ID. I'm sorry, this is the ID of the user, and here we have the reaction ID, and we also see that the date does work, February 15th, 2023, and down here you can see that is today's date. And it shows that we have one reaction count there. Let's see, maybe we can also demonstrate a delete reaction. So to delete the reaction, we have to make sure that we have the correct thought ID here. Yeah, right here. And we also need to specify which reaction we want to delete. So let's make sure that we have the correct thought. Let's just make sure that we get all thoughts here. This is the thought ID. Just want to make sure that I have correct ones. I'm going to copy that one. We're going to go to delete reaction. Right here is where we want to make sure that the thought ID matches. This is the thought ID that we want to update because we want to get rid of the reaction. So let's go back to get all thoughts, just make sure that I have everything correct. This is the reaction. So we want the reaction ID here. We're going to copy this and we'll go back to delete reaction, and we want to make sure we put the reaction ID here. We send, it should be gone. So let's go to get all thoughts. This reaction should be gone once we make the request. And it is. Okay, so we were able to successfully create a reaction and we were able to delete that reaction. So the last part is seeing if I can demonstrate the ability to add friends and delete friends. Oh, and it also shows that the reaction count is 0, so the counter does work as well. Okay, so we want to add a friend. We have, let's see, we have 2 users left, right? We have Pedro Pascal, we have Virgil Tibbs. Just for the fun of it, I'll create one more just to see if I can have someone, show 2 friends. So let's just create one more. We can just create test again. There we go. Get all users. Whoops, wait a second. Sorry. Wait 1 second. Create the user. Why do we have this? What happened? Get all users. Let's see. Pedro, Pascal, Virgil, Tibbs, test. Oh, because I already have one. Did I not remove this one? We have all users. Or did I press it? Maybe I pressed it twice by accident. You know what? Let's see. How about this? Let's just delete this one. Just to make sure. That was deleted. Let's get all users. Send. So we have these 2. Let's create the user. I think I might have accidentally pressed it twice. But let's do that. So it's okay. So it's there. Let's get all users. And yeah, okay. I think I might have pressed it accidentally. But here, so we have 3. So we have Pedro Pascal, Virgil Tibbs, and the test user here. We want to, let's just say that Pedro Pascal wants to add both these users as friends. So let's go to the add friend. This one is going, so here we're going to have the user ID, the person who wants to add the friends. So let's make sure we get that. Let's get all the users. We want this ID here because this is the user that wants to add these friends. So we'll go to add friends and we're going to paste that ID here in the user ID. We want to add the friend. So let's go back to get all users. Let's say he wants to add Virgil Tibbs as a friend. Let's grab the ID, the user ID of Virgil Tibbs. Grab that. Go back to add friends, and we're going to paste that other user ID into the friends ID here. So let's go ahead and send. Hopefully this works. We get a 200 OK. And it looks like we get it. We still have the thought that they created, and we have a friend here. And we get all users. Let's just see. It should update here as well. Yeah, okay. That is the friend's ID that we have, and it shows a friend count of 1. Let's go ahead and let's just see if I get the user by ID. If it shows up here as well. Pedro Pascal, and it shows a little bit more of the friend that they added. So you get the full name, their email, and it shows that they have a thought that they created, and it shows that our friend count is 1. Okay, let's go ahead and let's add one more friend to this user. So we're going to go back to add. Well, let's go back to get all users. We're going to add test here. We're getting the ID, the user ID for this user, and we're going back to add friend. This stays the same because it's the same user. We're just going to change this. I'm going to send that, and it shows a friend count of 2, and it has 2 friends here. And we get the user by ID. It does show that we have both friends listed here in the user ID. Okay, so let's see if we can delete one of these friends. Let's just go ahead and delete this test since it's not a real person. To delete that, we will make sure that we have the user that we want to make the update to. So we're getting this user, copying this, delete friend. This is the user's ID, Pedro Pascal's ID, and we want to delete a friend. So let's go back to this, and we have the ID for the test user. Copy that, delete friend, come up here, paste that. Let's send that. It looks like we get a 200 OK, and Pedro Pascal only has one friend left because he deleted the other one. So we get to, let's go to user by ID. And we should, if we send, we should see this one disappear, and we should see the friend count down to 1. There we are, friend count down to 1, and one friend that he still has, Virgil Tibbs. And I believe there was a bonus. Let's see, let me just look at this module really quickly. I think it's, I need to show that if I delete a user, the thought is also deleted with the user. Yeah, so fulfilling the following can add 10 points to your grade. Application deletes a user's associated thoughts when the user is deleted. Okay, so let's get all users again. Let's see, we have, so this one doesn't have any thoughts associated with its profile. Virgil Tibbs. Let's go ahead. Well, how about this? Let's just make, we'll make a thought for this test ID. So here, let's do this. Test create thought. And it's going to be, how about this? Change that to test, and I need to make sure it's exactly right or it won't work. It is test. Good. Creating a thought. Let's just put test delete. That's their thought. It's just for now. So we send that. Let's just get user by, let's just get all users. And here we see this test, and it's the thought that we just created. So we're going to delete this user, and hopefully this thought will also be deleted with this user. So make sure that we get the user ID. Here, I'm going to copy that. And let's go to delete user. We're going to add that in there. We're going to delete that test user. We get 200 OK. Let's go get all users. This should be deleted along with the thought. We send, and it works. So we were able to delete the user and the thoughts. So we can just double check by going to get all thoughts. And that one that we created is no longer there. So yeah, I think that is all that I needed to demonstrate for this challenge, and thank you for listening.